And we did that, and then a couple of questions on the cards and some important questions, how to take care of those. And also some, again, arc length problems. We did a couple of them, and we did use some techniques out there. And that's the main math part. But also, I sent you the recording. I'm gonna see if you have that one, okay? So if you still have questions on there, we can go over and then review that as well. All right. Okay, so let's continue on that part, and let's look at the first question here. And let's see, Ara, can you please read the question up there, please?
Points A and B lie on circle 0 not shown. AO equals 3 and AOB equals 120. What is the area of the minor sector AOB?
Okay, so we're finding the minor sector of the AOB. So let's go ahead and then just to give it a try, have your notebooks ready, and then we'll teach you the concepts as well. And just give it a try, and if you know it, that's good. If you don't, then we can just go over that anyways. Just give it a try. Points A and B lies on a circle O, and A is not shown. AO is 3, and then AOB is 120 degrees. Quickly, faster, as fast as you can do, and please work on those, and then put the answer up there. Okay, I see some answers popping up. That's good, that's good. That's okay if you don't know it, it's not a big deal. As long as you try, that is the important piece out there. And it's important that you try. That's the important thing, okay? And if you don't know it, no, not a big deal. We're gonna learn it anyways. And we're gonna start some little bit new topic today as well, so that way you guys are all ready to learn the new topics as well too. Okay, let's see. Okay, see some good answers. Good job, good work. Okay, so let's go over. Okay, so that's good. I see some answers already. That is totally good. Now, just pretty quickly, I see that we can answer this one because my external monitor is here. If I'm looking this way, just that's one of the reasons, because our faces are coming up here. Okay, so quickly, and the circle AOB. So just kind of like imagine the circle up there, and then there's the AOB, and O is the center, A is somewhere else, and then B is somewhere else. And then they give you the AO, which is set radius is given to you, which is 3. And then AOB is 120 degrees. So this is 120 degrees. Okay. And what we're finding is what's the area of the minor sector. Minor means is it smaller, because obviously this is the minor sector, and you can just kind of like find the area. So there are a couple of ways you can do it. You can use the formula, or you can just use the ratios, whichever the way you feel like. You can just simply you put that up there and then you can answer it. Because if you want to find the area, it's theta over 360 times pi r squared. Your theta is 120 degrees, 360 times pi, the radius is 3 squared. So just to simply simplify this, and then you should be getting the answer 3 pi. Okay, so if you simplify this one, and you can get the answer 3 pi. Good, very good. So that's the first question here. And let's move on to the next one. What we're going to do, we're kind of like what I did is right now, I'm pulling up some questions that is really important from the previous test and all. And we're going to go over 1 or 2 questions, and then we'll start our new topic as well. Let's see. Bhavani, can you please read this question for us?
No. If the perimeter of a square is 28, what is the length of the diagonal of the square?
Okay, so the perimeter of the square is given to you. What could be the diagonal of the square? Let's see. Give it a try. Speed is important. Try to pick up the speed. All right, I see some answers coming up. That is pretty good. Excellent. Put the answers on the chat box so I can see who's getting the answers, who's needs some help. And then we're going to start the new topic today. So, okay, good job, good work. Very good. Okay, no problem. Okay, so let's go over this one. Eyes on the screen. In case if it's still working, that's okay. But let's pay attention so that we can cover more topics as well. So first of all, let me go over step by step and then see if we can find some techniques for this question. Okay, so I'm going to go over the regular method and then we'll pick up the speed for the technique for this one. So first of all, it says a square and then square is given to you. And then it is the perimeter is given to you. So it's a perimeter means perimeter is 28, which is perimeter means is like what? Four times. Add all the sides, which is 4 times the side, which is 28. And then if you divide that, S is 7, whatever it is. Okay, centimeters or whatever the units. So that's this. And then when they're asking for the diagonal, so once you know this is a 7 and then this is 7, one thing you can always think is the Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem, I'm going to put some little letters to make it easy. So AC square equals AB square plus BC square. So you know the AB is 7 and then BC is also 7 because it's square. I can write as 7 square plus 7 square, that's as AC square. 49 plus 49. AC is that one, obviously. So you can just 49 plus 49, you can do that, or you can just say, 2 times 49, and that's square root. And square root of 49 is 7, and 7 radical 2. Okay, so that is the AC part. So 7 radical 2, that is the answer. So this is the normal way when we look at these problems up there. So how can you do this problem in case if you have it, this question on the test? How can we do this a little faster? Okay, so let's see. Techniques. Okay, so the technique for this problem is, so first of all, you look at this, the square is perimeter is given. So you know the formula for the perimeter is 4 times. So you divide this one by 4. So that's going to be a 7. Is following with me? So 28 divided by 7, that's a 4. And then what you're going to do, whenever it is a square diagonal, you just add it radical 2 to this. Okay, like, did I do something mistake? Yeah, okay, divided with 7. Come on. This goes this here. Okay. So since you're divided by the 4, because the 4 times side is the 28, so it's going to be a 7, and then it's going to be 7 radical 2. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay. So repeat again. So you look at the number, you divide it by 4, you get the 7, and you put a radical 2 next to it, and you get the answer. All good, everybody? Make sense? So that's a faster way of doing these problems. Yes, Vaishnavi.
Wait, so do we just assume for the answer that we keep square root 2 after it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's just something we need to know.
Yeah, something you need to know. If it is a square, if you're looking for the diagonal, all you have to put a radical 2 next to it, to the side.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. See, that's the reason you guys are here. You know how to do it long method. Don't worry about that. But here are the techniques, how I can do it faster. Even if I save 2 seconds, that's still good to go. Okay. All you have to do is divide this one by 4, you get 7, and put a radical 2 next to you, next to the 7, whenever you're finding the diagonal. Good? Excellent. That's a good tip there. Let's see. I'm going to skip this one. We can come back to that. All right. So today we're going to cover a little bit of the trigonometry. And some of you guys are more familiar with the trigonometry. Some of you guys are not. It's okay if you don't know the trigonometry. It's not just really we deep dive into the trigonometry. We're just basically kind of like learn some important pieces, because you will see some questions, especially on the NMSQT basically. Okay, so we're gonna go over that today, and let's look at okay anyway. Okay, so trigonometry. So first of all, when you look at the trigonometry or trig functions, so in this trigonometry, tri means is 3, gona means is angles, and the metry means is a measure. So you're basically measuring 3 angles. So if you guys know trigonometry, you guys are good to go. If you don't know it, if it is the first time you're knowing this, I want you just to pay close attention to it. And if you have some trouble with understanding, go over this one more time. And if you don't understand it all, please ask me. I can go over this one again with you guys. But it's a really important topic. This gives you some little shortcuts for these solving the problems. Okay. So for the circle questions when it comes, and this gives you a lot of techniques for you to answer them a little faster. Anyhow, so when it comes to the trigonometry, it's always on the right triangle. Mostly, not always, I can say. Until you guys need to know that's the right triangle. Okay, right triangle. So if I draw a right triangle here, so when it comes to the trigonometry in a picture, why they invented this new math to it, the reason behind is, let's say, sometimes if I want to measure some height, let's say if I want to measure the height of my table, maybe I can take a meter stick and then kind of like measure them, pretty easy. Or when it comes to I want to measure the height of the wall, maybe I can just kind of like do something and then measure it. But if I want to measure the height of a tall tree or a mountain, or a flight, and it's really hard to take a little ruler and then measure that. It's not that easy. So what we do, we use trigonometry. So how does that trigonometry works? It's basically, let's say I'm observing from here, it's a theta, and this is opposite, and this is the adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay, so according to the math, this was kind of like defined sine theta, cosine theta, tangent theta. So sine, anybody knows? Some of you guys already know it. Give me some answers. If you can shout out or.
Opposite by adjacent.
That's correct. It's opposite over sine is hypotenuse. Okay. And how about the cos?
Adjacent over hypotenuse.
That's correct. Adjacent over hypotenuse. I can see some answers coming up. That's true. And tangent.
Opposite over adjacent.
That's right. Opposite over adjacent. So these are the basic functions, how they're identified, because this is going to help you to answer a couple of the trick questions or the triangle questions faster. Okay. And those are the main 3 functions that we look at it. That's the reason it's called trigonometry, because we are looking at 3 angles, basically sine, cosine, tangent. But they say like, yeah, it's not enough, I need more. And then they come up with the cosecant theta, secant theta, cotangent theta. And then this one, you guys learn more in trigonometry class, not here. We're just gonna go over a little bit. That's cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine theta. If I flip the sine theta, I can get the cosecant. Means it's gonna be hypotenuse over opposite. If I flip the cos theta, I can get the secant. So it's going to be hypotenuse over adjacent. If I flip the tangent, I can get the cotangent. It's going to be adjacent over opposite. Okay, so this is normally what we can see when it comes to the trig functions. Okay. And if you guys are familiar with the okay, if you're familiar with the unit circle, we're going to go over a little bit of that too, because if you did took trigonometry, you guys know what is the importance of the unit circle. And yes,
I'm guessing we would need to memorize the unit circle for the SAT, right?
not entirely. Okay, not entirely. We need to memorize them because the SAT questions are barely like they don't use that much trigonometry. We just needed some basics. Okay,
Okay.
because technically trigonometry is not part of the SAT, just a little bit, because they use it in the algebra too. That's reason. Okay.
Okay,
Good
thank
questions. All right. Next, what we're gonna do. The next one is unit circle. Let's see. This is another really important part if you're in school, and this is so important. Unit circle. Okay, so the unit circle is basically, in itself, it has the meaning of the unit. Unit means like one or something like that. So the unit circle is like one. So let's say if I can draw a circle, it's like 1 unit all the way. Like 1 unit here, 1 unit here, one. That's what's called the unit circle. Let's say this is going to be 1, 0, and basically it's a 0 and 1, like that. But if I take a point on the circle and I draw the line through it, if I take this is x and y, the order pair, the y is basically the distance here, and then x is the distance here. And you can bring those some trig functions as well. Okay. Now make sure you guys write it down, this one along with me. Okay, because this is a really important simple tricks you needed to know. So sine theta, it's basically y over the r radius, because this is the r, right? Sine is what? Opposite. This is y. And the hypotenuse is r, so y over r. Sometimes you might need to find y. You can use the formula r sine theta. Okay, and same thing, cos theta is x over r. If I want to find out the x value, I use a r cos theta. These two formulas are very important. Please write it, highlight it, make it something nice and neat. It's always good to go. Yes, Anushka.
So I'm a little confused. What is this supposed to exactly find? XY?
If you need to find the x value, you're going to use the r cos theta. If you need to find the y value, you're going to use r sine theta. These are some formulas.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Let's see. Copy that one. Abhishek, Vichai, copy. Okay. So those rules are really, really important if you're taking some advanced level classes in school here. Okay. Next, we'll keep moving on to the next one. Make sure you guys go through these notes. That's one of the reasons I send it to you guys. And please make sure you just go over the notes as well. Okay, let's go over to answer the one of the shortcut. Why I gave you some rule out there. Watch, this is going to be very, very useful. Okay, I want to see some questions so it makes more sense too. If you remember the special triangles we talked last time, triangles. And the one triangle with top is the 45, 45, 90. 45, 45, 90. That's 45 degrees, 45 degrees, and then 90 degrees. Remember this triangles, we talked about it in the past. If I write it, this is the x, and this is the also x, and this is going to be x radical 2. Okay, so that's the special triangles we put it together before. And if I want to find out how it works with the trig, I can use this. So let's say if I want to find out tan 45. Okay, so tan 45. Maybe I should take some easy questions to show you guys quickly. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me take a question and then we can work together. Okay, so I'm gonna hold on to that the trig functions and all there. I'm gonna give you guys a small list of how to find the values out there. Okay. So what is it? Okay, so trig values. Trig values. I want you to guys memorize these if you can. That is going to be really, really helpful. And the reason behind it is I'm going to just go over with you because sometimes you won't be able to use the calculators. There's most use a scientific. So if I want to take a sine 30 degrees, you see this is 0.5. If I convert it, it's a 1/2. So these values are already there because if you're in my trigonometry class, I can go over step by step and how it comes and everything. But since we're not studying for the school, we are studying for the SAT, we're gonna do kind of like I'm gonna give you the values already. Okay, I want you to guys memorize these so it makes easier when you are taking the test. Okay? So a couple of values. I'm not going to give you all of them, just a little bit of it. So as Vaishnavi mentioned, like, do we need to memorize the unit circle? Not really. If you can memorize this table, it's more than enough for you guys. Okay. So let's look at it: sine and cosine and tangent. So, and then we look at some values here. So let's look at it: 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 60, and then 90 degrees. Okay, so on this one, and we're gonna go and learn more radians and all those things and as we go through. But right now, let's focus on what really is important. Okay, sine 0 is 0. Sine 30 is 1/2. Sine 45 is the radical 2/2. And 60 degrees radical 3/2. And then sine 90 is 1. Okay. If you look at a unit circle, it gives you all the values basically. But we don't want to memorize the unit circle because it's too much to, study for that. So what you do is all you have to do is focus on these. Okay. I'm gonna put it up there for you in case if you guys are, and I know some of you guys are taking trigonometry as well this year. And for you guys, I'm gonna put that unit circle for you. It is gonna be a big help if you're taking the trigonometry. I'll just put it right here at the bottom. Let's see, where are you? Okay. So after you're done with the session today, I want to make sure you guys go over these notes because we're basically crunching the entire math, like probably 3 years of math in probably 6 to 7 months. That's what we're doing. 3 years of math in 6 to 7 months. So obviously I can't go in details and all, but we will get you what you need important for you, okay? Now, if I look at it, sine 0, 0 here, and sine 30 is 1/2. So the 1/2 is, let me see if I can show you this pointer. I'm not sure. Okay. So sine 30 is this is 1/2. And then 45 is radical 2 over 2. 60 degrees, radical 3 over 2. 90 degrees, it's 1. Okay, so those are the values. Basically, I'm writing here. Okay, now you can ask, how can I kind of like memorize them? I'm going to give you some hint. Now, when it comes to the cosine, you see this one here, you bring this one here and write it. I'm going to change color. This is going to be 1. And then 30, you bring this number and put right here. It's going to be radical 3 over 2. And this one stayed there. And then bring this one here. And then bring this one here. So you fill the values for the cosine. Okay. And then when it comes to the tangent, it's a sine over cos, which is basically you divide this by this. 0 divided by 1 is 0. And then these two, if I divide these two, I'm going to get a 1 over radical 3. In the math, we don't want to have radicals in the denominator. You can write a radical 3 over 3 also. And these are the same. You're going to get a 1. And then you can cross out the 3 2's, and then you get radical 3. And a 1 over 0 is in undefined infinity. So remember this table, and you should be good to go with all the trig values. Okay? You don't need to memorize the unit circle. Good? All right, show me thumbs up on the screen. I want to make sure everybody's paying attention to. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good, good, good. Excellent, SK. Guys, please don't put your initials out there. Please write it down, your full name, okay? Because I can't, I'm telling, in school I have 150 names to work with, and then I really have bad memory of the names. So if you want to change your name, if you click on it, your face, and then like whatever the picture, there's a 3 dots, click on the 3 dots, and then you go down, it says rename, and you just rename it yourself to your name, because I'm going to take the attendance as well. So someone with SK, please change it. Your name to your name, please. Yeah, Sriya.
I'm really confused.
Yeah, your voice is not clear. Can you speak louder?
I'm very confused, like, on all of this.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very, very, very low. It's coming up. But you can text me or type. I mean, like try to put it in the chat. Okay. Okay. It's very low volume coming up. Alrighty. So you guys are good to go. Please take a little bit notes, and I won't ask you to write everything for sure. But when I ask you to write something, please write it down. This is another important thing is like, especially when you have a test coming up in next week, you can't study the entire thing in 1 week. Okay. All you can do, take out your notebook and look at it, whatever the notes I ask you to write, just go over them. And then you should be good to go. Okay. So that's the faster way of, no. So unit circle, you don't need it. Okay. All you have to memorize this. I just put a unit circle just in case if somebody wants to, especially if you're taking trig this year, it will help you guys. Okay. Good to go, good to go. All right. Okay, since I gave you the values, okay, no problem. Again, as I mentioned to you guys, if you haven't learned this one, I don't want you to stress out, don't worry about it at all. At least listen to it, okay? And then don't worry, we're gonna go over this one multiple times, and we're gonna do these questions multiple times, and you're gonna feel like, oh, okay, it's not that bad, okay? So you should be good to go. You're in good hands. I'll teach you guys multiple times anyways. So it's good. It's good to learn a little bit more extra. Okay. All right. Before we move on, when it comes to the trigonometry, all these, all these. So there is a one thing is called radians. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the radians a little bit, and then we can move on to this. Radians. So radians is basically, it's another unit for the measuring angle, okay? Another unit to measure angles. Just like if you come to the United States, you have a driving, if you drive, you say miles, I drive 30 miles to school, whatever. But if you go to the Mexico, you're gonna say kilometers. If you go to India, they're gonna say kilometers. It's the same distance, but you're gonna say it in the different ways, okay? Same way, the trigonometry also has some angles that you can call, they can measure in radians and also the degrees as well, okay? So we're gonna learn a little bit of the easy stuff, and this is gonna be easy. And so you kind of like look at how to convert the degrees to radians and radians to degrees, simple stuff there, okay? So pay close attention, we can do that piece together. Today's like lots of notes we're gonna cover through, but next week maybe you can focus on problems now. So when it comes to the radians, the radians is basically if you cut the circle into some different pieces, and each piece is kind of like 1 radian, 1 radian. So if I see circumference, or we can say C, it's 2 pi r, right? So where it is coming from, that is basically from the radian degrees and all. That's where it is basically comes out. But anyway, I'll make it easy. If I give you some degrees, so 30 degrees, if I want to convert into radians, all I have to do is 30 times pi over 180. Okay, so I'll make it little formulas for you easier. Let's see. So degrees is 2 radians. So you're going to take a degree times pi over 180. This is the rule. Please write this one. Degrees I want to convert into radians. I'm going to take the degrees and multiply with pi over 180, and then we simplify it. So if I want to simplify this one here, 0, 0 goes out, 3 goes in 6 times, it's pi over 6. Okay, probably might be a little bit too much for some of you guys. Just bear with me. Just only today's class is going to be done. Okay, and then we will switch to geometry again, because you need a little bit of this to answer some of the questions out there. Yes, we're going to go over, summarize it one more time, so that we should be good to go. Okay. Okay. So since we did it, 30 degrees, you convert it 30 times pi over 180, you get the pi over 6. So that's the radians. And let's do some little practice. I want a little bit slow down, because I know some of you guys are not there yet. So, okay, so let's practice it. 45 degrees, convert this 45 degrees into radians and give me the answer. Try. "45 degrees to radians." Put your answer in the chat box. Okay, good, good. All right, very good. 45 degrees. You can just put it to direct message to me. That way I can get the answers. There's a quick question, SK, can you rename it? What's this SK? Abhishek Vijay. Is it here? Okay. Okay, so that's good. 45 degrees is pi over 4, because what I need to do is 45 times pi over 180. So just simplify it, see how many times it goes. It goes in 9, 9 times 5, it's 20, 5, and then 4. So it's pi over 4. Okay, 45 degrees is pi over 4. How about 60 degrees? Try this one and also try 90 degrees. Tell me what you guys get. Um,
Why does it sound like you're calling?
All right. Good. Okay. All right, 60 degrees is pi over 3, same way. 60 degrees times pi over 180. So that times 6, it's pi over 3. 90 degrees, pi over 2. So this is how you convert degrees to radians. And I'll go backwards now, okay? So we're gonna do radians to degrees now. Now we're gonna learn radians to degrees. So whenever you have a radians, you want to convert into degrees. The rule is radians times 180 over pi. That's why you got the pi with 180 over. Okay, that's the next rule. Let's do the same questions and we can go backwards and then see what you guys get. So I'm going to take a pi over 4. I'm going to convert into degrees. All I have to multiply with 180 over pi. Okay, so one question on the chat box. In the actual test, does the answer need to be leave it in the pi or need to be in the decimal? So in most of the cases, you will see answer in terms of the pi, and then you can leave the answer as a pi only. But if it is a kind of like a length or something like that, then you're going to use that pi is the 3.14. Okay, good questions, guys. And across this, that's 45 degrees. Okay, so it's going to go back that way. Okay, next, let's try the same way, convert it pi over 3 and also pi over 2, convert into degrees. And I'm going to just use a few more questions. Convert also 3 pi over 2. Convert those two. Convert these 4. Okay, I see some answers coming up. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's see some answers. Good. Everybody should put your answers. It's not just, I don't want you to sit down and listen to this. There's no point of listening because I want you to get a good scores for you guys. I want to get the best scores for you guys, okay? If you're listening, not really. It's a good thing to do. Okay, just a quick question, guys. If you guys can finish these questions, put a thumbs up on the screen quickly. I want to see everybody's attentive. Good, good, good. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Good job, guys. Okay, that's nice. Okay, good. Quickly. That's very nice. Right, good, yeah, good work. Now, since you understand how to convert degrees to radians and radians to degrees, it's good to go and make sure you have the rules. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a question, which comes under the test, okay? So it's a test question. We're going to do it right now. Good. All right, let's see. It's important you follow with the sequence. That way it makes more sense to you instead of confusing it. Okay? And this is one of the test question. It was on a test. So I'm going to put this one here. Okay. All right, I'm going to ask you, one of you guys, to read. Who's this SK? SK, short form for the who's SK. Okay, look at your names, guys. Somebody put a SK. Who's that one? Name? Look at your names. Oh, sounds pretty. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. So you can always rename it because it's really hard to find out who's what that. Okay. You can always rename. I'm gonna make sure your name's up there. And if you click on your picture, there's a 3 dots. You can click on it and you can just rename it to yourself. Okay. No problem. No worries. Excellent. So let's see, Prisha, please read this question for us.
Which of these is equivalent to cosine of pi over 4 minus sine of pi over 6?
Okay. All right, let's go and try this question, see if you guys can answer this one. Okay, before this one, did you guys take the notes on this? Did you guys copy this? No? If not, I want you to guys write it down. This is 0 means 0. Pi, 30 degrees means pi over 6, pi over 4, and this is pi over 3, and then pi over 2. These are the radian measures. Now we understand where that radians comes from. Okay? Good. So in case if you did not write it, just take a picture or write it down so that way you have it next to you to answer that question. Quick 2 seconds, take a picture. Good. Okay, let's try to answer this question. This is the one of the test question. See if you guys can answer it. I see some answers already popping. Good job. Okay, good. Like that. Very good. Very good. Good. Even if this takes a little time, it's fine. Just kind of get a hang into it, and you can get these answers easily. And this is one of the test questions. And then I asked a lot of my students last, when I was in school, I asked them like, they missed this one. I was like, well, you can't miss this one because, it's easy. Easy questions, we should not be missing them. I'm still waiting for the other answers. Please give it a try. If you don't know, you just write it, I don't know, but still write it down something on the chat box because I want to see how many of you are ready to go. There's nothing wrong if you don't know it, okay? Good. Okay, all right, let's go over this together. Watch how easy this problem is going to be. Because, as I mentioned, if you don't know, it's hard, but if you know it, it's just super, super duper easy. Now it's asking for cos pi over 4. Pi over 4 means if I know these values, 45 degrees, cos is radical 2 over 2. Everybody agree? Pi over 4, cosine, radical 2 over 2. So I'm going to take that, I'll write it this. Radical 2 over 2 minus sine pi over 6. Sure, we'll do. Sine pi over 6. Pi over 6 means here, but I'm looking for this cosine. I'm going to like the sine. Sine is here. That's a 1/2. So I'll take that one. Good to go, Bhavani? So I'll take that at 1/2. Oh, yes. Everybody's getting the notes, right? Yeah. So there's one thing on the chat box. Could you send the lesson notes after? Yes, we do. We share these notes to all of them. So you can look at the other. Okay, so let's go there. That's a 1/2. So if I put this together, just do a little math. Just subtract, keep 2 as a base, radical 2 minus 1. Done. See how easy this problem is? And a lot of the kids missed it just because it looks crazy. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. You guys can do it better. Don't miss anything. Okay, bring that 800 out of 800 in the math. That is really, really important. Okay. All right, we talk a lot of this stuff today, but we'll practice them in the coming days as well. So it's not done. Just to give you the notes itself, we're gonna do a lot of practice problems. So that way you guys feel more confident and then comfortable with this. Okay. All right, let's see a few more questions. Let's see. Let's see. That's gonna be one. I'll just see if I can find some other questions. Oh. One review question we learned in the circles last time. I'm gonna put a one review question from a test. So I wanna see how many of you guys are aware. If you don't know, it's not a big deal. We'll just go over anyways. This is one of the past test question, okay? Let's see. Danish, can you please read this one for us?
A circle is graphed in the xy plane, and if the circle has a radius of 3 and the center of the circle is at 4, net comma -2. Which of the following could be the equation of the circle?
Okay, so they give you some information. They're asking to find the circle equations. We did this before, and see if you guys can find out answer. Okay, see some answers. Good job. I like that. And if you don't know, it's not a big deal. You can just put in don't know. That's okay. Good, good. Okay. Okay, no problem. Oh, okay, no worries. That's okay. Excellent. So let me go over this one quickly. I'm going to give you the answer itself. But so right now, it's quickly. Yep, I see some good answers coming up. That's good. Good job. Good work. So x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equals r squared. This is the circle equation when your center is hk. Okay. Now in this one, obviously they gave you the center, which is this is h and k, and then the radius, that's r. So I'll just need to do is plug it in. Okay. So that's going to be x minus h is 4 square plus y minus k is negative, that's double negative, let's flip to the square. R is 3, that's 9. Okay. So your answer is C. Okay. So that is really important. You look at those little things and then you can do it way faster there. All good, everybody? Understand it? Excellent. Let me put one more question from the test. Good question, good question, good questions. XY plane was they haven't touched that yet. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so there's another important, just commonly asked question there. Where's my headings? Another test question here. Sorry, it's hard to hear them. Srihan, can you please read this one for us?
If x, y is a solution to the system of equations above, what is one possible value of the product of x and y?
Okay, let's give it a try. Just a little bit of level 4 question. That's I want to go over with you guys. Good. I see some answers. Okay. Good work. Okay, make sure you read the question carefully. That is always important, even though you have kind of answer, but you always read the question carefully, okay? Good job. Nice, nice. Good work. That's okay, no problem. If you don't know it, just put I don't know, okay? Because I want to see the answers from everybody. It's okay. Yeah, that's all right. No worries. I'm telling you guys, some of you guys are taking already some AP classes, okay? And you guys did this one a long time ago. You may forget some topics. It's okay. I don't want you to feel bad or sad or anything like that. That's the reason you guys are here. So I will help you guys. But once you know it, don't forget. That's the important thing. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. I like that. Very good. Okay. All right. Eyes on screen. Eyes on screen. So put your pencils down so we can quickly. Okay. See it working. That's okay. Quickly. So just look at it. This one here. It is y and this is also y. So basically both of them are y's. So I can replace this y with this. Okay, so that's going to get me x minus 1 equal x squared minus 4x plus 3. Everybody agree with me? We can write like that. Okay, now once I put that one there, maybe it looks like a quadratic equation. Let's make it quadratic equation. 0 equal x squared. I bring that one negative 5x. Bring that one, it's going to be a positive 4 equals 0. And you guys know the factoring already. So that's going to be multiply 4 or subtract 5. I think that should get 4 times 1, negative 4. So this is going to be x minus 4, x minus 1 equals 0. X is 4, x is 1. I see a lot of you guys did get that. Did I do a mistake? No, okay, good so far. Now, once I have that one, what I need to find is x times y, the product of x and times y. Product of x and y. So x, I have it, 4 and 1, but I need to know the y. So y, I don't take the quadratic, I'm going to take this one. This is easy. Okay, 1 minute, Vashni. And x minus 1. So x is, if I take 1, 1 minus 1, that could be 0. And if I want to take the 4, so it's going to be 4 minus 1, that's 3. But if you want to multiply it, that's 4 times 3. That could be either 0 or 12. Both of your answers are correct. Okay. Good. Vaishnavi, yes.
How did you get sorry, how did you get to that second equation? The 0 or what that is?
Oh, this one? Oh, I take away x here. Take away x on both sides. Do you see it?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Subtracting. Yeah, simple stuff. So add 1 here, that's you get the 4. And then take away x, that's going to be negative 5x. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So, because ask more questions, guys. Don't worry whether it is a simple question or it's a hard question. When you know something, question is a question, okay? Yeah, yes, no.
How did you get x minus 4, x minus 1 equals x plus x equals 4 and x equals 1? Shouldn't it be
Oh.
x equals negative 4 and x equals negative 1?
Good question. When you have a zeros, like when you set up a zeros, there is a rule says either this equals a 0 or this equals a 0. Okay? When AB equals a 0.
Right. Okay. I get it. I remember now.
Yeah. So I skipped a couple of steps, okay? Because I want to, it's already 3 o'clock. It's like, time is going super fast. I wish like there was more time for us to, but we'll learn here. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a 10 minutes break and use whatever, and then come back in time.
How did you get 12?
How did I get it? 12. Oh, 12.
Yeah, see, I got 3, but how did you get the 12? It's 0 or 12.
What is the question is asking? Product, right? X times Y. If my X is.
Oh, okay. That makes so much more sense. I was so confused.
No.
Wait, so y equals 3 and x equals 4. How did you get x? Oh, okay, wait. Then why didn't you do x equals 1?
You can do that too. X is 1. Y you want? Which one should I take?
Okay.
Right? Doesn't matter. You can take it. Yeah.
So it could be 0 or 12. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So whichever, even if you put a 0, that's still your answer is right. Good questions, guys. I like that. All right, let's get to a 10 minutes break and come back. Take a little jump around wherever. That means how I kept doing my work. Don't leave though. Stay here. Okay. Yes. Alrighty, welcome back. All right, everybody's back. Hoping so. Show me thumbs up on the screen quickly. Everybody's here. Good, 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 good. All right, Bhavani, Anushka. Okay, thank you, thank you. Excellent. Awesome. Everybody's back. Excellent. Very good. Thank you, guys. Just a little break will help you to ease off your, let's do a little bit of relax and then back on track again. Excellent. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop recording and then do it again.